Back on three.
Well, are we gonna just adjourn? We're just gonna
We're
adjourn.
gonna talk just a second.
Oh.
We go vote on personnel.
That thing was beat on that. All right,
I will abstain on C and on J2.
1 second. The board's going to return from executive session at 7:16. There were no votes or decisions made during the executive session. Okay, now we're ready for a vote on personnel, and what'd you say, Carol?
On C and J2, C is my, I guess you'd call him nephew-in-law. I don't think it's necessary to abstain. And J2 is my great niece.
Did you get those, Ms. All right, with the abstention that Ms. Smith has made, all those in favor of accepting the personnel schedule as presented, say aye. Those are yes?
Yes.
Opposed? Okay, all yes vote with the exceptions of Ms. Smith made. Okay, that brings us down to comments. And Ms. Lucas.
We received a letter that I wanted to share with the board. They asked, it's addressed to Lincoln County School Board members. I'm going to hand it to you, that way you can read it.
Lincoln County School Board members, Hammond, West Virginia, in a recent edition of the Lincoln Journal dated 23 July 2012, we noticed that the West Virginia Board of Education voted unanimously to give full approval status to the Lincoln County school system, the latest step in restoring full authority to the county. We'd like to acknowledge and thank you for your efforts in restoring the quality education our students deserve. We'd also like to acknowledge our son, Alan Ellis, for achieving the status of AP Scholar this past year. We've been informed unofficially that Lincoln County has never had an AP Scholar, and that Alan is the first county scholar to achieve this honor. We'd like to thank the following teachers for helping Alan in his academic achievement: Brandy Ashley, AP Environmental Science; Tammy Igo, AP Language; and Don Davis, AP Government. Alan passed the AP exams with a score of 3, 4, and 4 respectively. Alan is also scheduled in 3 additional AP courses for the 2012-13 year and has already set a personal goal of achieving the AP Scholar with honor status. Respectfully, Gary and Patricia Ellis.
It's nice to receive a letter like that.
Sure is, and we echo our proudness for such a word, doing for what he's done. I hope he continues to do well. Thank you. We'll take more of that.
I know I had sent you all an email previously discussing the student numbers. And so we're working toward making sure that we have adequate classrooms, and we've worked with the principals to make sure that we're looking at all students in your attendance areas and where they need to be. So hopefully we'll have all of the positions filled soon.
Okay. Are we anticipating there will be need for additional teachers?
Yes.
So at some point, I guess you will come and ask the board to create those jobs.
If I need to do that.
That was a little hint.
Additional positions.
Well, I mean, I've stated this before. I think the board must create jobs, then you advertise jobs, just like you abolish jobs, or the board does in the spring when they aren't needed. I don't see how you can advertise a job that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Anyway.
The numbers weren't.
Yeah, I mean, you would, I'm not questioning the
Oh, I mean,
need
me
for it.
either.
I mean,
Just trying to-
we just rely upon you all to tell
Okay.
us, we have X amount of students at Hamlin Elementary, as we've heard today, and we need to have another teacher for X grade or whatever grade may be. And then we create that position, and you advertise it, we fill the position. In the interim, I assume you use a substitute, and it may even be easily get that, or you may, I don't think you can see through it because you don't know who's going to apply for a job. But you are working on it.
That does make sense, but that will delay the process of hiring a little.
I think put a substitute out there.
And that's why, you know, if there's any inclination of, once again, we can't say who's going to apply for a job or how, but I guess now we can, because people can't move during the year, can't they?
Exactly,
Like
they
used to.
cannot, right.
So maybe that might help us a little bit, and we could give you an inclination of who it might be. But what you stated to us, that there are, and I'm assuming that there's several, more than one school.
Yes, yes, there are other schools in the county that are experiencing the same issue. And of course, we've worked with the principal, looking at not only the classroom availability, the space availability.
Ultimately, we have to, as we all know, there are so many students that can be in a classroom, and we must abide by that. We want to abide by it as quickly as possible, so that all students know what class they're in and who their teacher's going to be.
Right.
Okay. I had one thing I wanted to ask the board about. As you noticed tonight, we approved the instrument for the setting of the goals for the superintendent for this school year. Now, our next step, before September the 15th, we have to meet and establish the goals. So I guess I'm wanting to know if we want to begin to think about when we want to do that. As Gary pointed out to us here a couple of weeks ago, we have the School Board Association meeting that starts the 14th, I believe, now, let me see here, that Friday. So, I was thinking that Friday was the 14th.
Yeah, that's that weekend.
Okay, so we're gonna have to meet sometime prior to the 14th, so what you're all, we have our meeting scheduled on the 4th. So right now, we don't have a meeting scheduled in the following week on, let's say, September the 11th, for example. But this is something that probably we won't have to have a special meeting for, because it's gonna require us to go into a session and develop these goals, and then the superintendent go over them and all those kind of things. So you all have a preference when you would like to, although we'll meet on the September the 4th before that, if you have at least we can be thinking about it, we can have an idea when you might want to meet. But the natural thing might be September 11th, because that's our off, the off week there, and that's the week just prior to when we'd have to do this.
And we just have to send in any changes by September the 19th, is that?
Well,
If we change.
Yeah, we really, at this point, I don't think we need to do anything additionally. We've advised the State Department, the State Superintendent, of how we're going to pursue this. As you recall, we revised our county policy at the last board meeting to allow us what discretion we had in what goals we set. We revised our instrument to coincide with what the state requires, because now we're going to, we have to identify the timelines for each goal and the documentation that's required. Those were the two elements that were missing before. So tonight we've approved the instrument that includes those. So it's just a matter of us now sitting down and establishing which goals. We know there are two broad goals that we must use, and then if we want to have any others, we can do it. But we have to set a time to do this before the 15th. But as far as the State Department's concerned, we don't really have to convey to them that we've done this. But I'm sure when OEPA comes in, it'll be something that they'll be looking at to make sure that we, before the 15th. So if y'all have any thoughts on that, you can share them. What we can do is September the 4th meeting and set a date. Whatever y'all want to do. And other than that, I don't have anything else. Anybody else have anything else? Any other comments? If not, we'll adjourn this meeting until September the 4th at 6 o'clock at Lincoln County High School. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. McAllister, Ms. Smith made a second. Is that all yes? All yes.